Once every month, Bushwood creates a brand new set for the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game that is then magically sent to my address. Which means we're going to open up the brand new set Clan Selection Plus Vol.2. So it's time to stand up the Vanguard. Stand up, Vanguard! Hey Cardfighters, welcome back to another unboxing video on the channel. Today we have the release of Clan Selection Plus Vol.2, the second parter of arguably one of the best sets to grace our little magical game that is Vanguard. Now before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out to my sponsors Parkage for supplying me with this box and for me being able to do this unboxing video. If you guys need anything of supplies for Vanguard, be it from this box, maybe you need a couple of cards for Clan Selection Volume 1, or you're just excited for Overdress, they got everything on their store. They got a lot of awesome deals where you can get a bundle with all the new starter decks for Overdress, including one box of the main set. And beyond that, also a lot of merchandise from the new sleeves as well as the deck boxes. I know that Danji as well as Megumi and Tomari are getting sold out everywhere. Last time I checked, it's still on their website. So if you need anything, definitely check out Parkage for awesome stuff. And don't forget, before you buy your stuff over there, use my discount code TIMELEAP5 to get 5% off your entire purchase on the store. So once again, thank you Parkage for supplying and sponsoring the video and the channel. So with that said, let's start cracking, because this is once again a set I've been very excited about, and there's still a lot of awesome stuff within the set. Now granted, we do know that we're going to get every single card within this set from this box, but there are some SPs, and maybe we're lucky with one SP, but more importantly, maybe we get the illusory or whatever is some fancy word for it. Maybe we are going to get the ASR. Now, I won't be complaining if I pull the ASR, but I will be kind of annoyed by it because I didn't get the Chronojet ASR. I don't really have a connection with Majesty Lord Blaster, but hey, an ASR is an ASR, I will never complain about it. Now we got some more promotion for Vanguard Zero. Talking about Vanguard Zero, there might be some interesting things happening in the future about it, so yeah, more on the horizon, but probably it's gonna be Twitch related, so definitely check me out on Twitch, on twitch.tv/MrTinyLeap to get more information about what I'm hinting at right now. So, we have the packs. Once again, the packs look pretty fabulous, just like last time. Maybe I'm more fan of the previous one, because I don't know, the white looks a lot better than the black in my honest opinion, but hey, that's just my personal take on this. So, we've got a total of 12 packs, just enough to get every card, and maybe we're going to get an SP or an ASR. So let's start digging straight into the first pack. Now I'm gonna try to do it a little bit differently with the unpacking. Instead of doing the cards here, I want to do it more up close to the camera so you have a better understanding of, or you can see the cards better, as Vanguard is very art related. So here we have Battle Sister Torjas. Then we've got Evo Stealth Dragon Yami Shibuki, which is a really nice support card for Nubatama for Hanzo. And then we begin with our triple R, which is going to be Pure Heart Jewel Knight Ashley, which is really nice, because this deck is pretty sweet, and having this card is definitely a nice plus. Sadly, it's not the SP, so that's a kind of a bummer, but hey, you cannot have them all. So for the promo reprints, we have Dioconnect Dragon. We also have the brand new Witch card for Genesis, which is a really good card for Genesis, White Brush Witch Arctic. And then we also have Magical Police Quilt, which is fine. And then for the Draw PG, we have Emerald Shield Pascal, which is probably one of my favorites of the Draw PGs, of course, Gear Chronicle excluded. Although, granted, I'm not completely sold about the Draw PG Castilla for Gear Chronicle, because, let's be honest, that should have been Arlen. Like, Bushroad, why are you not giving Gear Chronicle the love that it should have during the V-Series? Like, come on. It took us 3 years to finally get good stuff with Chronojet. Now, for the second pack, we have the Great One Abigail for Nymerdals, which is a really nice addition for the Nymerdal deck, so I'm really loving this one. Then we've got the Nor Fixer Hilda for Bermuda Triangle, which is kind of whatever. And then for the triple R grade 3, we have Demonic Lord Dudley Lucifer for Spike Brothers. Now for the reprint, Platinum Ace, which is a really nice reprint for Dimension Police. Card was getting kind of expensive. Then we have Rainy Tear Steza for Bermuda Triangle. And this is a really nice reprint. We got Coral Salt for Aquaforce. Like, this is a godsend for Aquaforce players or future potential Aquaforce players because the card was way too expensive. And then we wrap it up with the Draw PG for Pale Moon. On to the third pack. So let's see which triple R we're going to get in this one. So we start off with the new Batama Grade 1 support for Hanzo, Eva Stealth Dragon, Kage Sarashi, which is a really nice card for the Hanzo build. Then, next up we got the Grade 2 for BCD, Typhoon Bird, which is kind of alright in my opinion. Maybe it's a bit better than Give Gratitude, but I'm not completely sold about the card. And then we have, for the Grade 3 main boss unit, we have the new Battle Sister Fromage, which, depending on your stance, might or might not be a great card. I honestly like the card. Maybe the Battle Sister deck hasn't got the complete support that it needed, but maybe we'll get more in the future. Like, this one, for example, yeah, it's a Battle Sister, and it's alright. I can understand why they put it into the deck, but, like, this didn't need a reprint slot. But hey, it's a triple R foiling, so fine. Now, a reprint that we did need is Aramo. Like, this one is really good for Kagero to have. Now, another one, we have Braki, which is kind of whatever, if I'm gonna be honest. And then finally we have the Kagero Draw PG, which is also really nice. Then we got to the fourth pack, and we start off with the Jewel Knight Grade 2, which is Explode Jewel Knight Lely, which is pretty interesting, the Grade 2. Then we've got the Grade 1 for BSDT, Lift Tauros, which is nice. And then we've got Angelica, Regalia of Wisdom for the main Grade 3. So again, we're not getting any of the potential waifu SPs, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm not completely sold about the complete Regalia deck itself. Like, don't get me wrong, Yggdrasil and Norn are really nice, and this generates a lot of gauges, but the playstyle, it's not as fancy as most other decks out of this set, so it's kind of okay out there for me personally. Then for the reprints we have Scarlet Bird. Then we also have Commander Gary Cannon, which is a nice reprint. And we also have another Spike Brothers. So we have all the Spike Brothers reprints out of the way with Wonder Boy. And we have the Spike Brothers Draw PG. What was this pack? Like, 3 of the 4 reprints were all Spike Brothers. Okay. So, and then we keep going with the Spike Brothers, as we now also have the Grade 1 Dudley Williams. The only card that I'm missing is the Grade 2. Watch as the next card of it. Oh, it's not. It's a Grade 2 for Nightmare Doll, which is Nightmare Doll Marissa, which is a nice consistency card for Nightmare Dolls. Probably not going to be a 4-off, but maybe a 2-off or something that can be used as a tech choice. It's a nice consistency bump. And then we've got the infamous Galactic Beast Zeal, which is honestly a really fun deck. This card is actually really fun to play with, and I'm honestly one of the more exciting decks that came out of Clan Selection Plus Vol.2, so I'm actually very happy with how this card eventually turned out. Like, it began with a meme, and now it turned out to be a dream, which is kind of, it's poetic. And then for the reprints we have Marin, which is a lackluster reprint, if I'm gonna be honest. Then we've got the reprint for Eva Stealth Dragon Zangetsu, which is a nice reprint. Then we also have the one for Bermuda Triangle, which is, it's alright. And then finally we have the Genesis triple R version of the Draw PG, which is really cute as Kushinada. It's a really nice artwork, so cannot complain if it's got a triple R foiling. And also easy to get. Now for the next up we've got the Kagero Grade 1, which is basically a budget version of Berserk Dragon, but we're 3 years later, so I'm kind of whatever about this card. Then we've got the Grade 1 Blue Wave support for Aquaforce, which is a really nice card, and potentially can be better with the upcoming Tetra Drive Dragon, which is also Blue Wave in the next V Collection set, so this card can actually become better. Oh, and talking about Blue Wave, we have Blue Wave Marshall Valius. Again, this card might actually become better depending on what Tetra Drive is going to do, so don't write this card off just yet, because I see a lot of people negative about this card. It's a fine card, maybe not as explosive as other cards are, but it's a fun thing to play with, and it has future potential as we see more Blue Wave support on the horizon. Then for the reprint, we see the BSDT Luminal Dragon, which is a nice reprint. We also have the Hemsky Grade 3, because that's right, we also have the Hemsky support in this set, which is a really, honestly, a very surprising deck. Like, we were memeing about Zeal, that a lot of people were not excited about it, but Hamskes were probably the worst offender of them all. Like, no, I hardly know any Great Nature players that were excited about Hamske when it was revealed that it's going to be the main thing. But after they showed the skills, oh boy, did it blew up. And then we also have the Grade 2 Hamske. So sadly we cannot get the Grade 1, otherwise we got the whole trifecta. But we end off with the Draw PG for the Miniature Police. So we have, I think we're almost halfway. We have, oh yeah, so we're exactly halfway through. We have 6 packs left. Still no SP found, still no ASR found. Are we able to do it? Are we able to do it? We will find out shortly after. So next up we've got the Frut for Regalias, which is a nice card. Then we've got the Grade 1 Ignatius Murnil, which is somewhat of a mulligan-ish card for Bermuda Triangle. And then we've got the Nightmare Chelsea, which is an amazing card for the Nightmare Dolls. Sadly, not SP, so we check off one more waifu potential card that isn't going to be an SP version. Then we have the reprint for Decay of the Just Path for Genesis. And we have the Grade 1 Kurogiri for Hanzo for the Evo Yeager token, which is also a nice reprint. And another very powerful, very good reprint for Aquaforce with Blue Wave Marine General Gallius, which is a good card for general builds. And even better for, of course, the new Blue Wave build, as well as the last card Revan. And we end off with the Stealth Beast Mujin Kure for the Draw PG for Nubatama. So next pack, and we begin with the Hamske Grade 2, Hamgoro. And then we have another Hamske card, the Grade 1, which is Hamske's teacher, Fountain Pen Yamyuki, which is a really good card with the counter charge capability. And immediately we have the Grade 3 for Hamske. So an entire Hamske pack. Are we also going to see a reprint in the Hamske cards? Oh, this is actually an amazing reprint. Like, this card, this promo was what? $30, $35, maybe $50 at some point. This is an amazing reprint. I'm very glad we see this, as well as the other Battle Sister promo that we never got that's going to be in this set. It's not as impactful as this card, but it's a really great card to have nonetheless. And I was hoping that it was be the next card, but sadly that's not the case. Grand Dragon, however, is also a pretty nice reprint. And there's the Hamske Grade 1 reprint. So, and the Great Nature Draw PG. Wait. So, of the 7 cards in this pack, 5 of them were the Hamske cards. Like, if the other 2 reprints, which were also instantly in the same pack, I believe, then we could have an entire Great Nature pack. Like, what the hell was that? What? Okay, so apparently that can happen. If any of you out there gets a pack from one single clan, please send me that on Twitter, because I'm very curious if that's possible. So if you find that pack, link me or add me on your picture on Twitter at Mr. Timely, because I'm curious if that's actually possible within the set itself. Because this was actually pretty close with 5 out of the 7 cards. Now, with that said, we're entering the final packs, as we have 4 more packs left. Only this one didn't want to open up. Alright, so we open up with the Regalia Grade 1, which is a massive resource engine and an awesome cute artwork as well, with Obition Regalia of... How are you supposed to pronounce that? Obiation Regalia for... I give up. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Also we have the Dudley Davy for the Grade 2 for Dudleys. And then we have the BCT Epic Buster for the main Grade 3, which is an interesting card with a lot of ruling nightmares attached to it. Oh, here's the other Battle Sister card I was referring to. Like, this is honestly a way better Panamagus in a general build for Oracle Vintech. Of course, Panamagus in the Magus build is probably more impactful, but Battle Sister Kasata, really nice card that we finally get access to. Also a really good card, Twin Order. We needed this thing to reprint as well, because this thing was ridiculous in price. I think also $40 to $50 or euros per card. And then we have finally the Mine for Bermuda Triangle. Honestly, I don't know if this card should have get this slot. I'm not too keen on it, but sure. And then we end up with the Bermuda Triangle Draw PG as well. So 3 more packs to go. Let's see if we can get at least something special. Okay, so we start off with the Kagero Grade 2. Now that I think about it, I haven't drawn the Bermuda Triangle main card and the Kagero Dauntless Drive Dragon. So maybe we'll get those. So we have Break Breath Dragon. Then we have the Zeal Grade 2, which is a nice card. And then, oh, speaking of the double, there is Dauntless Drive Dragon, so also not in SP form. Now for the reprints, we have Witch of Frogs Melissa. We also have the Burnrise Dragon, which is an interesting card. Don't know if it's that good or that played often, but it's a nice card to have. And then we end off with also really nice reprint for Pale Moon, which is of course Nightmare Doll Alice. We still have to get the other Nightmare Dolls, Nightmare Doll Carol, to round up the package. We have 2 more card packs, so she's probably in one of these, of course. So we start off with the great one for Jewel Knights, which is Morpheus, which is a nice card to have. Then we have the great one for Zeals, and then we have Evolution Elf Dragon Tasogare Hanzo, which is a really sweet card. Like, the way how this card works in this deck is actually pretty amazing. Maybe not the strongest deck, but it's definitely a lot of fun to pilot this one. So yeah, really excited about this one. Then we also have the Great One reprint for Nubatama, which is nice research cards. Then we also have Carol, and then we have the Grade 2 Amaranth Beast Tamer for Pale Moon. Like, this card works really nice for the Nightmare Doll deck. I'm not so sure if you're still gonna play it, but it is definitely a good tech choice to have because it allows you to put those Grade 3s into the soul for then Carol to activate without wasting Counterblast, as she does it for free while also becoming a 12k attacker, which is nice as well. And then we end up with a Twin Blader Draw PG. So, from my understanding, we have the Jewel Knight Grade 3, but some still say that the Draw PG is being replaced for the ASR. As seen as we didn't draw the Draw PG for Royal Paladin thus yet. Either we're going to get the ASR, or I'm very unlucky and I get the SP for Bermuda Triangle, which I honestly do not really care about. So yeah, let's hope it's the former and not the latter. But there's only one way to find out if this pack opens up. So here we go. So we have the Grade 2 for Battle Sister. So that's a nice card. Then we have the Grade 2 for Blue Wave, which is also Valia support. Okay. Is it going to be the SP version? Hey! Okay, so it's not the SP version. Maybe we get the ASR. And I say maybe as it's very unlikely, but who knows if it's actually happened. So Nectaria, it's a controversial card. I honestly do not mind this card. I think there is a potential in this card just by the fact that it's another card with Prism in the name and it allows you to set up your bind zone more consistently. But I've seen a lot of people saying that this card is trash, it's bad, and I shouldn't even think about this card. And I honestly do not understand the sentiment behind it because there's no drawback to actually play the card in general, but that's just my opinion about it. Like, some people are very vocal about this card. Then for the reprint we have the Grade 1, which is a nice inclusion. The Edith card for Royal Panda for Altmal, which is great. Which basically rounds up the trifecta of the Asha promo and the Gear Chronicle promo that we finally got in Clan Selection Plus Vol.1. Then we have Calamity Tower Wyvern. Like, it's a common. I don't know why it got reprinted, but hey, it's in triple R foiling, so at least you can now dunk in fashion with your Dragon League Overlord to cross, because now more cards are in triple R foiling. And then we have the Great 1. This was a promo that we never got, Battle Siren Dolce, which is surprisingly a Blue Wave support card for Valios. To some extent Last Card Revenue as well, which is a nice card. But now we get to the hour, the moment of the hour, whatever saying there is, where things get dicey. Did we manage to pull the ASR? Here we go. Sadly, it's just a drop PG for Royal Paladin, so I find it kind of annoying that, or somewhat poetic, that it's the absolute last card that could have been the ASR, and it's the last card that I pulled from all the packs, and eventually it was a letdown. But hey, to some extent it helps me with watch time, because you guys keep watching if I ever did pull the ASR, not because it was the last card to pull or not. So with that, that's basically all the pulls. Like, I sadly didn't pull any SPs or higher value card in this particular box, but with that said, that means those SPs and those ASRs are still in the warehouse of Parkage. So if you want to crack your hands on potentially getting your SPs or the ASR, then definitely check out Park. It's as fast as possible. Buy those boxes. And don't forget to use the Timely5 promo code to get even more discount on top of your order with extra 5% discount. But further than that, amazing set. Cannot wait to delve into more content around these cards as well, because I'm still need to do it on the channel. But further than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, I'm going to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters over patreon.com for always supporting the channel. You guys are amazing. If you do want to support the channel or everything that's happening on the channel, you can simply go to patreon.com/VanguardInsider and become a Patreon today. But with that said, I'm Mr. Time Leap, and I see you guys in the next one.